And now I'm looking for the intro.
Listen, do you mind if I put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind. Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come with my brain?
Where's my dough?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Vibes and Stuff Live in the Morning. It's your host, Chuck Allen, with your host, Uncle Freezy, coming to you live January 11th, 2023. Make some noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Ones, how y'all doing this morning? How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good, boss. It's good to see you.
Man, it's good to be seen.
Them.
Yeah, man. We back once again, another morning to get y'all started off on the right way. What's in your cup, huh?
I don't have anything in my cup right now, but I will have some tea. I will have some tea shortly. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yes, sir. As for me, this morning I got half ginger ale, half water. Your man's is old, got them bad guts. A little bit of ginger ale. Oh, there you go. Got some tea this morning, yes, sir. Or coffee.
That's a Motisa. Y'all remember that from Posse? Yeah, I remember that from Posse.
How to do with the glasses? Yeah.
He from the what's my man name? What's the name, brother? I forget what's the name, little brother. I want to say, not Joe Gattori. Is it Gattori?
Yeah, it's Gattori. Yeah, that's his name.
Gattori Motisa. Yo, that is hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Posse was that joint. Yeah, man. Posse was that joint, bro. Yeah,
absolutely. At that time, I heard some of the older gentlemen, that was like, family friends or friends of my great uncles that talked about black cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to my cousin POP.
Okay.
Like they're the ones in the family that had like horses and stuff.
Yeah,
right,
man.
And so and that was one of the things that people used to joke about with Pop. Like when they have the local town parades, he will always have his horses in the parades,
Right.
do little tricks and stuff. It's like, oh, Pop trying to be a black cowboy.
Yeah.
And the older, it's like most of the cowboys were black. Where do you think that name came from?
Yeah. You can't trust the history book, man, because the history book is written by a certain person. So that person, depending on their belief system, will omit a lot of stuff. And us, if it's first of all, even if it wasn't written, even if it was written, a lot of us don't read anyway, right? We don't read at all. You know what I'm saying? We don't read at all. We don't even even the social media sites they use is mostly pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got your joints like Twitter and all that out there. They like, nah, I use IG. I use Instagram. Why? Because it's pictures. Oh, God damn, dog. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, hey, so Chuck, I'm about to hit this current events thing. You ready for some current events?
Let's do it.
I'm overheated, can hardly sleep at night, doing crazy dreaming. You're the reason why, hiding by the baby, losing my mind. Don't try to save me.
Yo, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. The current the current events thing, man. It's so much stuff going on in the world now that things have gotten blasé
Okay.
or passe. Like you know, some things happen. You like, you know. Oh, go ahead, boss.
I was going to ask you a question because you're more knowledgeable than myself. You've been around a lot longer, or a little bit longer than I have. Is the overload of information, 24-hour news, always putting the negative in your face, is this making us desensitized to stuff? Because as you said, there's a lot of things going on, and it's like, I don't like the news to watch it,
Right.
because I leave feeling drained.
Marginalized.
Right, like, yo, the horror stories that you like, yo, I don't want to flip on channel 7 or channel 5 or whatever news station and child being thrown out the window. Some drug that was really hot last year, tearing it up on the market. Now there's recalls because it's caused some unforeseen medical conditions in people. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh boy. Like, there's still a war going on
Right.
in the Ukraine.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm sorry for keep going on. But my question is, do you think all this information is desensitizing us to the things that matter?
Yes. Right. But I don't fault the people that are putting the news out there.
Mm-hmm.
I fault our receptors. Right. Like, I don't fault the transmitters. I fault the receptors. And basically what I'm getting at is we've had generations and generations of the same thing happen over and over and over again. Right.
Yes,
and the people transmitting are putting out the same stuff over and over and over again. But since we've heard the same story in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the aughts, the 10s, and now in the 2020s, we're like, oh yeah, Tiger Mark got robbed. One person got shot. Oh yeah, it's a black person. The one black person that was around, like, it's 52 white people out here. The one black person out here, you know what I'm saying, with the wave cap on, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, Mr. Daniels, did you see what happened? No, I didn't see what happened because I adhere by the strict non-snitching policy. But yeah. And that was an eyewitness account by Mr. Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Because there are places that are like, for instance, there are places that are very dangerous, right? We know they're dangerous, right? But why are these places still dangerous after all these years? Right?
because they want them to be.
You know what I mean? And so there are places like, is it like for instance, is there a place in, like, I live for, okay. So for where I live in South Carolina, I live in the most dangerous city in terms of murder in the state of South Carolina, right? And I'm talking about per capita. I'm not talking about like number. I'm talking about murders per person. Right. So I know where to go in the city, where not to go, what time not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Where to be at, where not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my city, they trying to do something about it though, right? But there are other places that I know have been dangerous since I was knee high to a butterfly.
Yes, sir.
And 50 years later, they still dangerous. Shout out to East New York, Brooklyn.
Yo, I knew he was gonna go there.
You know, no lie, for real, serious though. Serious. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, which is getting better, by the way. But yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They working on it. They working on it. Right? But man, these places have been dangerous for so long. What are we doing to fix these communities? Is it up to the community to fix itself? And then are we in a mindset that why the news is telling us about stuff that we already know? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. I take the news with a grain of salt. At one point, the news was, hey man, these are the facts. This is going on. These aren't my personal feelings. And then that was that. But then, you know, a lot of these news stations, well, not a lot, all of them, sell advertisement, right? And so that right there lets me know that entity is compromised because, hey man, if I'm spending $6 million for a 30-second ad, especially for home security, yeah, I want my home security ad playing right after y'all segment where y'all talk about all of the crime rate.
Right. You know what I'm trying? You know what though? You know, yes, television broadcasting was invented to sell ads, not for TV shows. Radio broadcasting, the first RKO, is it? The radio something, and CBS, the Central Broadcasting Station, those places, yes, they started broadcasting. They wanted to broadcast commercials first, but you couldn't just have commercials back to back to back. So in between selling soap, they would put operas in between. Right?
Bring people in, yeah.
So they could break up the commercial stuff. Like chat, y'all ever notice why it's called soap opera and not just daytime drama? It's called a soap opera because these TV stations and radio stations were selling products like laundry detergent and dishwashing detergent and soap and shower gel and Brill cream and healthcare products and all that stuff. And knowing that they couldn't do it back to back, they would put entertainment in. So they would entertain you in between the times. Because think about it. When have you ever seen a station not run a commercial? It's not their purpose. It's not what they were built for. But you see the programming over the years changes, right? Like sometimes on Thursday nights, you'll see comedies at 8:00. And then other times you'll see dramas at 8:00. And then maybe if things get too out of place, they'll put some 2-hour movie at 8:00. But the commercial spots remain the same. And it's the same thing. And the same thing with the news, the commercial, the television news. Like there's this thing like integrity in journalism and things of that sort that mostly for the most part was in print. On television, if you know, for instance, Fox News is not a news network. It's in their writing, they're an entertainment network, right? right? But they not pose, but they present themselves
As news.
as a yeah. And it's the same thing with MSNBC and Microsoft, their partnership.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Microsoft and NBC, their MSNBC, right? Their thing is it's supposed to be business, but they do a lot of politics.
Mhm.
But if you look back to what their origin is, it's supposed to be about business,
Mhm.
right? So when you look at, so it's a lot of stuff like with your local news and all that stuff, and people talking about, well, there's internal integrity in journalism and blah 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 blah. And I went to school for, and all this stuff, and I trust that, man. But at the end of the day, no matter what you went to school for, you don't own the network. You work
Right.
for the network, and
That's a
you are
fact.
going to do what your boss tells you to do. It's like ESPN. ESPN is the entertainment and sports network, right?
Yeah.
Their thing is to entertain and present sports. You know what I'm saying?
That is the not even an argument, but that's something that I've said to people. I'm like, yo, ESPN looks for personalities.
Right.
They don't care if you know what you're talking about. There's hundreds, thousands of people behind the scenes getting numbers and putting together packets. What you think all the papers in front of them for? They have teleprompters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is why it's about entertainment. That is why Stephen A is on every show.
Because
They
he is
bring him
wildly entertaining.
Skip Bayless, wildly entertaining. So people, what foolishness is he going to say? Like, there's no way you can legitimately say you can dislike what LeBron did with Miami. You know, him and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh forming a big three. You can dislike the fact he left Cleveland. You can dislike the fact that he's in LA right now. But this guy came into the league 18 years old, and from the jump, you knew, he's going to be the man, and he was the man for almost 2 decades, almost.
And dudes hitched their wagons to LeBron also. Skip Bayless,
Yes.
Big Boy from ESPN, Brian Windhorst.
Yes.
They hitched their wagons to LeBron James from the start. I got a pit bull in there that don't know what to do with itself.
Brian Windhorst, and when I say this, I don't mean any disrespect to him, but he was nobody particular.
Nobody who wanted to be somebody.
Right. And once he got in on that LeBron hype, and he's the guy in Cleveland, parlayed a ESPN career. Now, I'm not saying like he's not a good guy, like he doesn't have anything credible to say. It's just he attached himself. Skip Bayless took a stand from the beginning.
Right.
He'll never be Jordan. No one's ever going to be Jordan.
Right. So what?
Right?
It's a fake stand. It's a fake stand. They good at it, bro. These dudes are, the one thing you have to give, because I wanted to talk about the Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp thing.
Okay, I'm gonna let you rock. Somebody knocking on my door. Go ahead.
Okay, I got it. So recently in current events, there's been a rift between Shannon Sharp and what's his name? Skip Bayless. Skip. So here's the thing, right? You, in the entertainment business, man, you have to stay relevant by any means necessary. You have to stay relevant by any means necessary, right? And Skip Bayless here recently, Shannon Sharp here recently, had some weird on-camera dissension. Now, I believe the dissension is there because their platform is probably not growing as fast as they'd like. And Skip's production company that's behind the scenes, pushing a certain thing. Because at this point, Skip Bayless is an entity and not a person anymore. Skip Bayless is an entity, like a product, right? He's probably got his own personal staff, everybody working on everything, like a PR person, a media person, a social media person. He's an entity now. He's probably been an entity now for 10 years or so. Right? It's the same thing with Colin Cowherd. It's the same thing with others that do what Chuck and I do. We're even though we do it at a much, much, much smaller scale, we still do it. Right? Right? Here's the thing, though. I believe there was something like some beef or whatever, but instead of, Skip is smart. What Skip will do is allow this fire to roar out of control because it brings people to so it allows or the grease fire that's taking place brings attention to their platform. And people like seeing the car crash. They like seeing the grease fire, so to speak. What will eventually happen is two smart millionaires will understand that this product is the best thing that the both of them have going, so they'll feed into it. Right? Because the more attention is drawn to it, the more they win. It's the reason why Stephen A. Smith likes to lean into the New York Knicks. It's why he likes to do it, because he has nothing to talk about, but if he speaks to something polarizing, then that brings people to his platform to hear him say a bunch of nonsense about nothing. But what you take away is not his responsibility. His responsibility is get you there so that you can listen. Views, clicks. That's what their thing is all about. The Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe thing, in my mind, has never been really entertaining because it's a antagonist, protagonist live platform where you always know who the cowboy, who the villain is, and who the sheriff is. And the more that they draw you into the good cop versus bad cop thing, the more they win. Right? Now, is that a bad thing? I don't know. I'm just stating what I feel like is a fact. Right? Stephen A. Smith on ESPN doing the same thing versus anybody is not as good as Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith doing it together on a certain platform. Right? But the Shannon Sharpe thing recently, you hear some of the stuff that Skip is saying recently, like when he told Shannon to put his glasses back on, ha ha ha, that was funny. When he said Shannon Sharpe is not as good as Tom Brady, ha ha ha. So what? So what? See, because the debate there should have been this. Not is Shannon Sharpe a good of a football player as Tom Brady? It should have been, is Skip Bayless as good as a journalist as the greatest journalist that ever lived? Is Skip Bayless one of the greatest journalists that ever lived? Right? But Shannon Sharpe, who for my money seems like a good dude. Shannon Sharpe, to me, who seems like a good dude, but a poor debater, goes on TV every day to get beat up by a dude that owns. Here's the thing with Skip Bayless. He owns the boardwalk. He owns the casino. Right? He's the management team. He has all the cards, and he's a dealer. And Shannon's playing his game. And Shannon is just the lowly dope that doesn't really sound that intelligent, even though I know he is. I know Shannon is smart, but he doesn't sound like he is. So Shannon Sharpe is not an eloquent speaker. Very good dude, in my opinion. But Shannon Sharpe doesn't give you the eloquency of a Barack Obama, right? Shannon Sharpe sounds like a jock with a lot of experience. Skip Bayless, on the other hand, owns the land, owns the boardwalk, owns the casino, right? Is dealing the cards. You're playing his game. So no matter what Shannon does, he's going to lose. And so we all go to watch it, or the ones that go watch it, we go root to see if Shannon can beat Skip at his own game, and he can't. So every time there's a tie, we feel like it's a win. But the house always wins. The house always wins. There are some days where I would be watching, like I'd be skimming through and I'd see it, and I'd say, man, Skip Bayless is lucky that's not Uncle Freezy. Right? Because unlike Shannon Sharpe, I don't bench 500 pounds, right? And I don't have a 1,200 piece sneaker collection, right? I don't drive fast cars. Well, I do drive fast cars. I ain't gonna lie, I do drive fast cars. But I don't have a lot of houses. Well, not like Shannon though.
Right.
Not like Shannon, right? But Skip Bayless, I think, is at the end of his rope because he all knows that we pull back the curtain, and behind this curtain, we see that there is a wizard of this magical place called Oz, and he is not the villain that we thought he was. Right? He is not. So when I watch them do whatever it is they do to face off her, we're gonna talk about such and such. It's nothing. It's nothing. And quite frankly, I think the debate era, one-on-one debate thing, is over. It was passe in the beginning. It was entertaining, but now that these dudes, we figured it out, it's time for new ideas. And I think Shannon knows that. I don't think Skip knows that. I even think Stephen A knows that. I think ESPN knows that. That people are tired of one topic, one person on each side, and we know the other person is going to disagree just so they can get drummed up and emotional. You're wrong. Tom Brady is not the GOAT. So what? If he ain't the GOAT, so what? What are we getting at? Uncle Freezy, you wasn't supposed to say that. You were supposed to argue that he is the GOAT. Nah, I generally don't give a shit. Who the GOAT is? I don't care. Because a pack of chicken wings costs $25.
Yeah.
And we up here talking about Tom Brady.
Well, they basically took the WWF or WCW, the wrestling format, and just do it with talking. With those two particular shows, like you can see, even with Stephen A. can't argue with someone with logic. Max was too logical, right?
Right.
So he swapped out for Mad Dog, and if you're in the tri-state area, you should know that name, know that voice.
Yeah, Chris Russo.
Right. And all they do is yell, and I'm like, well,
and it's so drummed up and phony.
Yes, because he's missing that thing that he had with Skip Bayless. Right? Because they're both extreme.
Right.
So it's going to make for compelling TV. Now they're both going quote unquote toe to toe with guys that don't match their bravado. Right. And so, but yeah, man, that stuff is, I can't, not if you're not going to be like, we're all looking at the same thing and you're still going to have a contrary view on this. Like the facts is this.
Right.
And you're still going to, just for the sake of doing it. I thought that was kind of whack. Like,
yeah.
I can't remember the reporter's name right now. Is it Howard Cosell?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Howard Cosell. Yeah. This is Stephen A. Smith. I'm sorry. This is Howard Cosell. That's who Stephen A. Smith tries to be. Emulate, mannerisms, ticks. He did everything is like Howard Cosell, except in a black package. That's what Stephen A. Smith is. It's not even original.
No. You know who was an original? Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott was an original.
He's often duplicated. I mean, often imitated. Often. If you listen to ESPN pre-Stewart and then after, all of this slang that is interjected by everyone, that was Stuart Scott, man. That was Stuart, that pop culture and that pop culture twist to what he was saying, like cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Right.
They weren't talking. Those guys weren't talking like that.
No, they weren't talking.
And they saw that connected him to an audience, but he was going to be connected to that audience because he's from that culture.
Right.
Like he's not just doing it. You know what I mean? I know Stephen A. loves to say he's from the hood. He's from Hollis, Queens.
Yes.
Word. But Max knows all of these hip hop references that go over your head.
Yeah.
I guess it's like that. And that's the way it is.
And it's the way it is. A quote from Hollis, Queens, too, by the way. It's like that, and that's the way it is. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Whew. Man, it's hot in here. I feel some stomach rumblings. God damn it.
Hey, I want to get into some health and lifestyle stuff. You ready to get into some health and lifestyle stuff?
Let's get it.
Yo, so health and lifestyle is important, right? And I noticed that we talk a lot about the health piece and not necessarily about the lifestyle piece. And yesterday we touched on some lifestyle, but I wanted to kind of get in the bag about lifestyle a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me do something real quick.
All right. Salute to everybody's in the building. Salute to our guy DSJ, the original DSJ. Shout out to Travel Vibes in the building. Shout out to Soulfinger, my guy, our West Coast affiliate. Shout out to Andrew College in the building this morning. What's on your mind?
Hold on.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah, my bad. My bad. The lifestyle part of this thing, I wanted to get into fashion a little bit.
mhm.
So, and this is just for the fly. This is just for the fly cats in the building. If you just like, if you're an animal thug when you're in cages, then this might not be for you. And that's another Queens reference, by the way.
Yeah.
What? So anyway. So Chuck, I was looking at scarves, right? And I don't know if scarves is a thing anymore, but I saw the new Burberry collection of scarves.
I think when it comes to scarves, man, it's I don't think scarves ever went out, man. I love scarves. I got a bunch of scarves.
Okay.
Scarves add a little flair to the
A little
to the
sophistication
ensemble.
to the
Yeah.
distinguished gentleman.
Yeah, like I got a couple peacoats in different colors.
Okay.
Yeah, you
okay.
throw a little scarf on it. I got a scarf to match all my peacoats. Like I got a rust orange joint. Then I got the light rust orange striped scarf that
Right.
matched the hat because they got the same block pattern in it. Man,
Yeah.
let me murder with that joint.
I bring it up because Christmas Eve. All right, so when it's 9 degrees, it's the perfect time in my mind to pull out the corduroy slacks that you generally can't wear any other time of year.
Yeah.
Now I know Castle like corduroy.
Yes.
Yes. Corduroy. Now let me tell y'all something. If you are see, first of all, I'm a big man, right? I'm a big man, right? Like 6'5" and about 350-ish. So when the ladies see, you know what I'm saying, big man with the Ralph Lauren sweater and the Burberry scarf with the corduroy pants and the Cole Haans on. Like, what kind of shoes are those? Those look strange. I don't know. I never seen it. They Cole Haan, baby. Who? Cole Haan? What is a Cole Haan? No, it's Cole Haan. 2 names, right? And so what I'm saying, Chuck, is I think that style is being thrown away for stuff like Jordans. Now, mind you, I am a Jordan 11 wearer, right? I'm not a Jordan brand person. I don't just wear something just because it's got the Jumpman on it. Right. I do, however, feel like the Jordan 11 is one of the greatest shoes ever invented. Anything else, they can miss me with it. So I had the original, the Jordan 1s. They're trash. They're made for a narrow foot guy, right? They squeeze your foot. It's crazy, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will wear Jordan 11s. I don't have anything else Jordan brand. I think it's trash. The construction is good. It's quality. I'm just not feeling it. Has sophistication gone the way of casual?
I think so. Because if you look at what people are being entertained by, it is lowbrow, right? And so once you've been programmed to or conditioned to like, appreciate, enjoy that kind of stuff, whatever those people are into, you become into, right? If you're talking to a young lady who's always filled with drama, I guarantee you ask her what she watches at night when she go home, Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop Miami, 90 Day Fiance, and you're like,
right,
okay. So I said that to say that I think we are going away from sophistication, being smart, looking sharp, is only useful when you have to go to court. Because if you notice, a lot of the hip hop artists, they dress, speak, and act a certain way, but when it's time to go to court, they put on the non-prescription glasses, they have on a shirt and tie, they may have on the same thing that you just described: corduroys, a nice sweater, a blazer, trying to look presentable, but actually being the part, no.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I think a lot of things. So I'm not trying to make it a sophistication versus casual debate, but what I will state for the record, however, is that I think casual was it even before lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, no lie, I got into a heated debate with a Freemason friend of mine.
Okay.
Somehow I found the all black Jordan 11s, right? Everything on the shoe was black except Jumpman, right? And I took shoe polish and dyed the Jumpman on back. So because we were required to wear black shoes, so I had to black out Jordan 11s. I don't know. Maybe they were fake. I don't know. Right? But I found them. And so we're at a function. It takes forever. A lot of standing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the car and get these shoes. I don't care what they say. I go to the car, get these shoes. I put them on. I'm back. Nobody noticed at first until I start walking around the room. And then it's like, yo, I know good and well the Joker ain't got on those sneakers. You know what I'm saying? This is after
Right.
But I had met the requirement. So people pissed at me like, you can't wear sneakers in here, man. What's wrong with you, fool? It say black shoes, all black. And these shoes are all black. Take them off. I take them off. They mostly black on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So why are you tripping, dog? You know, we in here, man. All in. Man, this ain't no casual event. This is a event. You got a suit on, fool. Like, yo, this ain't fly. Look at me. I'm not fresh. I'm not. They like, yeah. So these dudes we have this debate on the thing, and I'm gonna win because I actually read. I know a lot of stuff because I read these books and stuff. And so even then, I noticed that you can sneak casual in even the most formal events, right? And so even with that said, I'm not bragging on that. That's something to brag about. That's something just functional. You doing a little walking. I'm a big dude. Chuck, I'm a big guy doing a lot of walking. And I was doing it in these uncomfortable shoes.
Hard bottoms.
Yeah, hard bottom shoes. Yep. And even though they was fly, they was still hard bottom shoes.
Right.
Like I forget what brand they are, but they the Cole Haans. They got the diagonal slants across the toe, right? And with the buckle, like the buckle going across the other way. You know what I'm saying? With the little heel on it and all that stuff. And so I take them jokers off, bro. I put them and I'm like, yo. And now that I'm thinking about it, has sophistication given way to functionality and casual? And at what point do we dress up anymore? Soulfinger, at what point do y'all dress up now? When you go to the store, do you see girls with pajama pants and a bonnet on their head? Is that the wave? C-Mac is in the building. What's good?
See, I don't certain things I just don't do. And it's not because I think I'm better than anyone, it's because the way I was raised. Like if any one of my female cousins or my sister decide that they were going to get in the car with some pajama pants and a bonnet on, talking about they're going grocery shopping with grandma,
right?
Getting Nate speak, okay? If you don't get out this car and put on some daggone clothes, you don't go nowhere like that.
Dressed like an adult.
Yes. It bugged me out, like being in school, being in college, and no one wants to take Religion 101 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But it's on your schedule, and it's like, yo, people coming in here like full pajama tops and bottoms and slippers. Like, yo, how do you not put on, at the very least, some sweatpants and a sweatshirt? Like, you really coming in here sliding your feet. Like, yo.
Oh, that's the way. Bro, you want to, man, look. Chuck, so I don't have a pet peeve list, but I do.
Yes.
One of my pet peeves, bro, is dragging your feet when you walk. You that lazy that you can't pick up your feet? Oh.
Now,
drive me crazy.
Rest in peace. My grandma's sister used to do that, but she had no choice because she had a wagon on her shirt. I said, "Oh God, I know Auntie back in the day. Good job." And she couldn't do nothing. I'm telling you, she had 3 steps to get into our house. Yeah. And you had to help her every time because she couldn't get them legs up, man.
Right.
She couldn't get them legs up. But come on, yo, you 20, you 18.
Right.
Why are you sliding your feet like that? Like you can hear you coming down the hall. Pick your feet up. My grandma said that in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pick your feet up, scuff up my daggone floor.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I think when it comes to dressing up and things like that, it depends. It depends on. I think for children, it depends on what your parents are into, right?
Okay.
Because you go to these functions as a kid because your parents are making you go. Like you're going right. to the Rotary Club annual banquet. You're going to church right. Easter Sunday or every Sunday if your family's into that. Right. Like there there were moments and times where you had to dress up. And I grew up around older men who liked to dress.
Yeah.
Like they like to put on suits and stuff,
Right.
and cologne and smell good and look good. And so for me, I always wanted to emulate that. But then there were also some of my not great uncles, but my like my mom's brother and stuff like that. We can't go to Uncle Harry's funeral like this, man.
Right.
Like you got on khakis and a polo. You 62 years old. No. Come on, man. Ain't anybody want to put on no suit.
Yeah.
But do you know how ridiculous you look? Or I think it also is a situation where people just don't know. Like they don't have that I guess I'm using it right, social etiquette. Like they don't know, they weren't
Old people used to say they ain't got no sense. That's what old people they ain't got a bit of sense than to come up here with that Fat Albert t-shirt on, talking about you gonna look at the body.
Yeah. Like what is wrong? Like what is wrong with? Or this is a black tie affair. The people on the flyers or the silhouettes on the flyers have tuxedos and evening gowns.
Right.
Why are you here in this bright yellow Steve Harvey jacket down to the knees suit? This is a black tie affair.
Black tie event. Right. Right.
Oh man, I'm dressed up. That's not what that means.
That's not what this means. I got a homeboy like that. That redefines, and this is his saying, he redefines swag. I redefine swag, you know what I mean? I got my suit from the same place you got your suit from. Yeah, but we're in so Chuck, we had this party called Casino Royale. I don't know if I ever told you this or not, but I think it was Casino Royale, right? Anyway, it was like after a James Bond movie, right? All the brothers, black pants, black shoes, white blazer, white shirt, black bow tie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is the thing. Black bow tie. This dude shows up with the longest white suit jacket that you've ever seen. And when we tell him a blazer is not a suit jacket, yes, it is. No. Bro, a blazer, sir, is not a suit jacket. Yes, it is, sir.
You can talk about the cuffs and the buttons. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got company. we got company. Bam!
There we go. Salute my guy.
What's up, boss?
What's happening, fellas? What's happening? Top of the morning.
So figure you showed up, Justin. I was just about to go off. You saved the day, bro, because a suit jacket is not a blazer, right?
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I know cats that grab a jacket straight off a suit and run out, like put it together, like, hey, what you think, bro? I'm fly,
and wear it with jeans.
Yeah, not only that, not only wear it with jeans. Don't wear it with jeans, but then you put on some sneakers, and you think you're really doing it,
and then baseball cap and dinky boys, man.
Yeah, and a fitted, and I'm like, no, my brother,
no,
you got to go get your own.
First of all, blazers are sold in a blazer section.
Yes.
Right.
It is comedy, man. So my days used to go out to the spots out here, you had to get dressed up to certain spots. You want, it depends on the club. You get dressed up, right? That's what you had to do.
Right.
So every time we got ready, I'd ask, hey, where we going? What spot we hitting? Oh, we're gonna hit, like, we had a spot, the Ministry or 94 Air Squadron.
Okay.
So, and I said, all right, bet. Well, let me go and figure out what I'm gonna wear, so I can iron it. Cats looking like iron.
Right.
What's ironing? I just
Right.
throw my stuff in the dryer.
That's because
No,
that's your Jersey crowd. That's the crowd that put on jerseys for everything. What you mean? I got a fresh Earl Campbell jersey. I can wear. No, bro.
Man. Yeah, man. I mean, I had cat, and like I said, dress shoes. Like I said, there's only one shoe that go on my foot when I put on. And Kohans, those are great shoes. However, where I'm from, the shoe for us has always been a Stacy.
Stacey Adams.
Yeah, man. I mean, so much so that's what my son wears. And it was, earlier in the show you were talking about it, Freeze. So my son, his 5th grade promotion coming up, he said, Pop, I said, what's up, man? I want to wear a suit for my promotion. Say no more.
Say no more, bro.
So I took him to the spot. He picked it all out, man. I don't know if I sent you a picture. I'm about to send you and Chuck a picture of him. I'll send you the picture.
Okay.
But he picked the whole suit together, man. 3-piece. He had a black 3-piece suit. Had his matching. Had his tie, not a clip on or actual tie that we had to tie. Maroon with the maroon pocket square.
Okay.
He wanted a hat. He said, I want a fedora.
Okay.
Say no more, son.
All right. Do your thing.
Picked him a little black fedora. Had the little feather on the joint on the side, and got him some Stacy's.
Okay.
But he picked it all out. He picked it out. And it was what you were saying with Chuck, what you and Chuck were saying. I grew up in the era when you saw men dress up.
Yeah.
And even the certain football games, we had the Red River Classic at the crib. That was a fashion show. Yeah, it was football and the SWAC. You go to see Grambling and Alcorn play in the Battle of the Bands. But bro, you didn't leave the house. It was a fashion show. You get women walking out in furs and heels. You got cats in the cleanest 3-piece suit.
Right.
To a football game, yes, man. That was the thing for a lot of cats. And granted, I wasn't wearing suits, but at the time, our age group, I had on my flyest gear I had. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And let me do the critique real quick too. When a 3-piece suit, guys, don't ever do this. A 3-piece suit, no matter how hot it gets, don't you put that jacket in the car and walk out there with vest only.
Man.
If you are going to unlayer, you take that jacket off, take that vest off, put the vest in the car, and put that jacket back on.
Yes, sir. Tell them one more again, Freeze. Tell them one more again.
One of the mistakes I see dudes do, right, is the vest will be so fly, they'll be so excited that they joint has 3 pieces to it that they wear the vest outside and not the jacket. Now, here's the thing. If it's so hot that you have to take off a layer, take them both off.
Mm-hmm.
Both
do shirt and tie it.
Vest is for indoors. The vest is for indoors. I don't care if the vest, if the 3. This is the thing, right? And I will do this when I layer in the wintertime. I'll do this. I'm guilty of this, right? Outside, we're doing stuff outside, say in the fall, say it's 40 degrees or so, 50 degrees. What I will do is I will layer up, right? I will have 3 layers on, right? Pants, dress shirt, super dope bow tie. I will throw a very thin sweater on, probably a brand sweater like a Nautica, a Ralph Lauren, and then put my suit jacket over the top of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be layered, right? And if one of them has to go, right, then I'll take the jacket off, but I have a sweater on. So
Right.
the sweater, still the bow tie, right? And like that. right? And then if I have to do, you know what I'm saying, but I'll throw that jacket back on over the top. But a vest is never to be showcased. A vest is just the undergarment. That's it. If you are showing off a vest, it means you have never worn a vest before.
Exactly. That is so true, Freeze. And you know, I'm more of the old school classic look. You know,
Right.
it depends. I really don't do 3-piece often. I think I got 2 3-piece suits.
Okay.
One of which one of which I haven't worn in a while. Well, I hadn't worn a suit in a minute because I hadn't had to go to an event. Last time I did was a wedding.
Right.
But I don't take the jacket off. You know, I'm not into that. You know, I mean, outside walking around with just the vest and all like that. Because I know cats that'll come out with the vest, a tie, and then especially if it's a bow tie. And my thing is learn how to tie a bow tie. I taught myself how to tie a bow tie. You know, that's one thing.
And a bow tie and a necktie. And you have to know the difference between the knots.
Yes, sir.
Like with me, like personally, I like a small round knot in my bow tie. I like a small round knot, but I will wear a medium-sized square knot. Right? If there's any bow tie people in the chat, somebody raise their hand. Any bow tie folks in the chat.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying?
We got one in there. We got one in there. GI.
Because the knot makes the tie.
Yes.
Right? The knot makes the tie. Right? So if I'm working, right? If I'm working, then I'm having a casual knot. Right? I'm gonna do a double Windsor where it's triangled at the top, skinny, and then gets big as it flows, right? Right. If I'm showing off,
you do a double. You do a
GI's
double
like
or do
Knots
one of
Lives
those.
Matter. Yes.
You do that double, or you come up with one of those others. Because I've seen a lot of the other knots, these wild ones. I just never had the patience. I never actually had the patience. I just never took the time to do it.
Well, I don't know what the knot is named. I like to call it a nose. Right? It's the knot that looks like a nose, so it'll protrude, it'll stick out from your shirt. You know what I'm saying? Some, and so it'll look real fly in patterns. Like if you got like on a light striped shirt, and then you got like a pattern to go over the top of it, say a paisley, and that knot sticking out from that, you're like, yo, that's fly, my guy, that's fly, right? Danny Landis is in the building. What's good? But you got to be, listen, the vest part, just getting back to the vest, the only time that you have your vest and your tie on is you got a heater. You at the casino. You take your jacket off. Right? Right? Okay. All right, give me a split second, yo. But the only time you have a vest, only time you showcase a vest is when you working. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a 3-piece thing. You working, say you shooting dice or something.
Yeah, something you doing, you moving around.
That's not functional with a suit on. That's
yeah.
it.
But you said something earlier about some cats wearing those. That was Chuck. Hey, Chuck said that about the doggone those suits. Call that the Mississippi Pimp. Some cats coming with the Mississippi Pimp look, and I'm like, bruh, and then make sure if you're gonna wear a suit, this is just depending. I don't mean to hijack it, Freeze, but this is something that really bothers me. Even if it is a Steve Harvey suit, you looking like a Mississippi Pimp, at least pay to get it hemmed.
Yes.
Please get it hemmed. Don't do the little whack, the iron, the hemming tape, or Or you see the cats with they try to play it off and get safety pins or whatever and put up in there. I like, bro, for
Right.
real.
Get that fabric cut off.
Yeah. Go and get it. Go and get
Get
it.
it
Because
tailored.
you're not gonna grow no more.
No.
It makes it or I've even seen it. I've seen it so bad, Soulfinger, where a dude has a yard of length at the bottom of his pants.
Oh man, he
Can't
walking on the
even
back
see
of
his
them, and
shoes.
he walking on the back of those jokers.
And he walking on the back of suit pants.
Yeah, and swear swear you can't tell him nothing. He think he's sharper than a tack.
Because the suit is purple. The suit is lavender, so you can't tell him nothing.
Oh man, well, lavender with some
Yeah.
white shoes.
Yeah, and lavender and white Stacey Adams. Bro, I trust these my cousins you talking about, Soulfinger, and quite
No,
frankly,
but look, I'm
I
just talking about- I'm talking about-
should be offended, but I'm not.
But the thing is, I'm talking about some of my folk too. yeah.
Same here.
You know, I'm talking to some of my folk here, and then even out here in Cali, you got cats still walking around. Look, I've been to places and you got cats still looking like Drew Down.
Oh my god, yes. 30 years too late. 30 years too late. They operating like it's 1993.
Yeah, man, they will go get the matching. They get the whole suit, the whole little leisure suit, and a bunch of them will stand together, man, and back, especially when it's hitting the spots. These cats be together, and you put them together, they look like a bag of Skittles because
Right.
they had on all the colors.
The Easter edition,
man.
edition Skittles.
Yeah,
Dudes out here with lavender,
lavender,
and pink, and yellow, every
teal.
pastel color.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Aqua.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They out here with that on. I was like, word. You know?
Yo, I ain't even go. Oh boy. Chuck, are we in trouble? Yo.
Oh,
What's up, boss?
Soulfinger first. Hold on. I ain't know Soulfinger was. I'm passionate fashion off to him. I'll come off that man. And like he usually say, he got the keys to my caddy. Today, I'm going to take the key and I'm going to fall back and let these Cali players. I'm going to bring my East Coast corporate in a little later. Go ahead.
Oh,
By the
no,
way,
no.
I'm having camera issues. My PC, I'm running all these programs now with my new business I'm running, right? So StreamYards makes my PC. So now I use StreamYards on my tablet, but I don't know how to turn the camera around. Remember that before? Freeze, I was having a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm off camera for a while. I got to figure it out, but I'm excited and happy to be here. This is my first pull up to vibes and things, man. Vibes and stuff. I am yo. Salute to me.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, so GI, for the record, man, I know I don't do it here, but fashion is my passion, bro.
Man, look,
like legit. I like so Chuck, for record, so I like to buy slacks. Slacks is my thing.
Mhm.
I'll buy the slate gray khakis with the red pinstripes. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy the tan or beige khakis with the chocolate brown pinstripes in them. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy the black slacks with the gray pinstripes. You know what I'm saying? I did. This is what I like to do, because I also like this time of year where I could throw sweaters on top of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to do. Right?
Can I get in here? Let me get in here and get busy a little real
Hey,
quick.
get busy, get on,
I
get up
want to
and
get
move
caught
something.
up. Y'all was hitting me with so much. So first off, let me give my background a little bit, because I noticed that's what y'all do to help. All right. So, I got the cheat code a little bit. And I felt bad for other kids in my community when I realized, wow, because I grew up being raised by a Pentecostal grandmother. Okay. Pentecostal being the very important part. I never did. I went to live with her after my mother's issues. I think I landed with my grandmother. I was 13 years old, right? So from 13 years old, she passed at 86, 87. I never seen her in a pair of pants. Even if she never wore a pair of jeans. So now my fashion, right? So now at 13, she's driving. Could you imagine never seeing a woman in a pair of pants where your fashion sense is going to go,
Right.
right?
Right.
So because there's nothing casual and more casual than pants. She never was casual. Never, right? Never. Always had the big. So every Easter, this is when I could tell I was different than the kids in the community. Every Easter, I'm headed to. You said this store before. What was it? 5 and Dime downtown. Or Uncle Freezy. What's up? Really?
It's somewhere. We'll go somewhere.
Woolworths.
Yeah.
It's like 5 and Dime, Woolworth. Way before K&G, because K&G is fancy now, right?
Right.
K&G is high end. Before K&G, it was 5 and Dime and Woolworth. Yo, every Easter I was getting a new suit. Every Easter.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Now I grew out of a lot of them, but you don't understand that you go to your school and you realize by the time you're 17 years old, you already done owned 6 or 7 suits, and the boy next to you don't even know what a suit is. The game gets separated early.
Right there.
Speak on it, GI. Speak on it. See, hey, look, I got the keys. I'm back driving the caddy. Yeah, you just keep rolling. I push the caddy because I got it now. I'm with you. Keep rocking.
Oh, you want me to keep rocking? I thought you were
keep rocking.
So now fast forward that to college, or fast forward that. So now the kid who grew up in the church knowing how to put on a suit, then you got to put on a suit for a job interview. So I then took it to the next level. Hence why the bow ties for me, because I ain't see enough cats wearing suits and ties. And I said, Brad, don't get GI. Don't get disconnected from your future. Don't get disconnected from your past. Remember, you're still ahead of everybody, because at 13 years old, you was going to 5 and Dimes when everybody else was going to Dr. J's to get new sneakers to go to Great Adventure. Your butt was on your way to downtown Elizabeth, the church, right? So that's when I started pushing the bow ties. I started intentionally pushing bow ties so young brothers could see me and say, damn, you got in a bow tie. I don't even own a regular tie. Yes, and that's a problem. To see me in bow ties every day and to know that you don't even own a regular tie.
Yes.
Now we got to go. I got to fall back. I'm caught up now. I need to participate in this conversation, not dominate it. Y'all found the passion point for me.
Yeah, let me make you laugh, though. Let me make you laugh real quick, right? So here's the thing. When I used to go, my moms would take me to the store and they would have all the ties on the rack. And I'm like, them joints is ugly. And she was like, here, you're going to take these 2 ties. We ain't ready to be. So she'll get me 2 of the ugliest ties in the world, right? But a deacon at church, because I had the tie on, I had it all funky looking. He's like, no. You usually be fly. So he took me in the bathroom, right? And he showed me in the mirror how to tie a necktie into a bow tie. And I had the ugly pattern necktie in the form of a bow tie. And it was beautiful.
And then it changed.
It was really, really big, though.
It changed the game for free. For young
right. But here is the thing to the thing that he showed me, right? So the trick to it is you get the right at where it starts to get big. That's the part you want to focus on. And when you fold it back and forth, what it does is it gives you the two flaps on each side.
Right. Your bow.
Right. Right. And so the big thick part, he fold in half and he folded around my collar and under the shirt.
That came out a little weird. Big thick part, not big D part. Big.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know how you from North Jersey, you get to talking fast and your words.
Yeah, man. Pause.
A hard pause.
Yeah.
A hard pause.
Oh, yeah.
Hard pause.
Yeah. But the thing about it is I carried that with me. Like now that if I be in certain places, like I'll see an ugly tie, I'll grab it anyway, right? I'll grab it
because you can flip it. You can flip that joke. Yes.
I can flip it, and what a ugly necktie turns into is a beautiful bow tie if you can tie it. But you got to have You got to have, I like to call them blunt fingers. You got to have blunt fingers. If you don't know how, if you don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't good with these, then you ain't gonna be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So if you ain't good with these,
Right on
you're
time,
not
Chuck.
gonna be able
Right
to
on
do
time.
it.
That's a segue, Chuck. That's a segue.
Man, he said blunt fingers. That was a good one. Man, you know, I'm gonna tell you, it was, you know, my pop taught me how to tie a tie. I think I had to be about 8. I was either 8 or 10, around 8 or 10 when he taught me how to tie a tie. All right, so keep that in mind. And I grew up, you know, went to church, so I had my fair share of suits between going to church with my mom or spending the weekend with my grandmother, right? So I've had my fair share of suits. Like I said, I joined the military at the age of 17.
Okay.
I turned 18 in boot camp.
Oh boy, somebody invited Free Keith.
What?
Free Keith in the what? Free Keith
Yeah.
is on fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
man,
going
hey, look.
on?
What
Hey,
is
hey.
happening in this
I
space?
gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real quick. I gotta keep it real. So I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma. So we go around the way we go around. But every time I walk in the room with a man from Alpha Phi Alpha, I said to one of my big brothers, "Why they always dressed up like that?"
Right.
Man, I was like, "Yo." I said, "Nah." Every time I go around an Alpha, I'm making sure my bow tie is sharp, and it
Super
becomes
sharp.
and that's why the D9 is special to this, because we put, you go back to our pictures of our fraternity. Let me get you pictures from 60, 70 years ago. You never seen them in jeans. You never seen them without a tie on. This dress you talk with is how they went to the grocery store. We
Right.
got to get back. Y'all don't understand how much passion y'all giving me this morning. I love y'all. And Keith, you getting that money. You got a Peloton shirt on. Your Peloton shows up on time. Look at the back. He got puffy backyards. Listen, what we doing?
We outside. We outside. I'm in I'm in Guadeloupe right now, French Caribbean. We
Okay.
outside.
Okay.
We outside.
I see you, boss.
I'm not mad at
Yeah,
you.
the terrain. Look at
We
that,
outside.
that's not Jersey City. There's no
that's not
bricks and mortar nowhere. I can't.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
definitely not
I
Jersey
don't see an
City.
ounce of brick.
Yeah.
That's definitely not Jersey City. Yeah, man. No, man, that's definitely not.
Now that's a strong flex, y'all. That's a strong.
That is
flex.
not
Yeah.
a,
Then he
a
comes on
freaky,
with the
that is not
Peloton shirt
440.
to let you know I'm inside, staying in shape, on vacation.
Oh!
I'm just
You gotta be about your health, yo. Gotta be about your health.
That's true. Hey,
Gotta be about your
hey,
health.
Free Keith came in with a Schwarzenegger flex. That's how strong it was.
bro.
Right.
Bro, he broke the internet flex.
I love y'all, yo. I love y'all.
Yeah, man.
So wait, what's the good word today though? What we talking
Yo,
about?
Keith, I pop in, and I'm sorry, Freezy. You got me so hyped. I gotta steal some shine. Yo. Let me talk to my homeboy real quick. I pop in, and you know, Keith, they usually talk about music. And I gotta be honest, I'm not artsy. You start talking about the arts and you lose me a little bit. I gotta do better, right? And my wife don't push me either, but I'm gonna see a Broadway play start there. So I'm usually coming in, they talk about music, and I usually just sit around. Bro, I came in today. I heard them talking about ties, talking about protocol, talking about, they talk about our classic frat brother that shows up to the black tie event in the blue suit and tie. He ain't got no tux on. When I heard Chuck said that's why I popped in. I was like, oh, no, I'm here. They don't have no clue how much black people don't know protocol. So
and he knew it all year. It's the same
Pancho.
weekend every year.
Yeah, man.
It's the same weekend every year, and he's still not prepared.
Exactly.
G.I., this is what I go through, bro. We have functions, right? We have functions. At the end of the year, every year is generally when I dress up the most, right? We have these functions. I ain't going to get into what they are and what they mean and none of that, so it ain't important. The dress code is important.
Yes.
Right? Black everything except shirt. Everything black except your shirt, right? Black shoes, black socks, black pants, black tie, black belt, black everything, black cufflinks, black everything, right?
So, Freezy, could I come in a black crushed velvet suit?
See, that's important, Freezy, but that's important. We're so figured just because I think you need to. So here is I believe, and Keith help me. I believe these are the terms: formal, non-formal, and casual. I think they'll throw business in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Semi-formal. It's formal, semi-formal.
Semi-formal. There you go.
Yeah.
Formal means tuxedo. There's only one way to be formal.
Right.
Like you're going down the aisle to get married.
Right.
Formal
Yes.
means semi-formal. Then means suit and tie, jacket. You can't get away with nothing else in semi-formal. The only thing you're not doing between formal and semi-formal is you're not wearing a full tuxedo.
Right.
And, you know, and the thing is, the reason I say that because you know some cats think wearing a suit is formal. Tuxedo is a whole.
Exactly why we're having this conversation. Yes,
Right.
Exactly why we're having this conversation.
Yeah, you got cats that think.
Yo, this is a very grown-up. This is an essential conversation to have, and I feel like this is like it's nuanced.
Right.
We hear things as we grow up, like especially as black men in this country. It's like, okay, you wear a suit, and that's like, oh, I wear a suit, that's enough. Like that's you dressing up. Like now, there's levels of dressing up. Like there's levels.
Yeah,
Right. And then there are other things like words like heritage and legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so these events are the places that we take these annual portraits and we we frame them and put them up for the generation, like the legacy and the heritage guys to see. You know what I'm saying? And so man, if you in the picture with a crushed velvet suit on, I don't know if our guys is gonna let you get in the picture.
I'm just saying.
Just don't know.
I'm just saying because, like I said, I was,
if they do, they're gonna hide you in the back.
Yeah, no, but I look, I'm serious. You know, somebody would come up in there with something off the wall, or you know, thinking they're doing that, or. And the reason I was saying it is because, like I said, when I joined the military, I was still a teen. You know, I had to teach. And it goes time when you have to wear your uniforms in boot camp to get your first inspection.
Right.
So at the time, we had our Navy blues, working blues, all black. We used to call them the Johnny Cash, and you had to tie a tie. Man, you know how many cats ties I was tying in there? I'm talking about cats 20, 21, 23, 24, because none of them knew how to tie a tie, and they kept coming to me. You know, it was like at the time
but
they called me Doc.
Do know how to drink Hennessy though.
But once, man, but I already knew. Look, I already knew how to do that.
I love this. I love this. I love this.
Right. There were some things, man, that you just got to be as an eloquent and fashionable man. Some things you can't say that you're debonair if you can't tie a tie.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it just, to me, it blew my mind. But then, as I got, because I'm younger, I couldn't understand. Well, you older than me, bro. You shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be showing you. But it was, and somebody said, well, you had your pop. It's not the fact that I had my pop, because I've always had, I had men in my life. I had my uncle too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it goes back to what Chuck was saying. Look, my pop would go to banquets and stuff. He my pop was one of, I told you about me, Breezy, me and you, I told you about the big cat, man. Right, my pop was one of them cats that you actually seen in them 70 shows, 70 joints, running a bar or running the pool hall. He carried a 38, shoot, and then look, he shoot you seven ways past Wednesday. So that's just the way he got down. But my pop and my uncles, I had other uncles. They were always, when they stepped out, they would fly. They had on a nice suit. They would rock a fedora. Shoes will always shine. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had uncles that wore the pinky ring. It had one ring on each finger. Not a whole Mr. T starter kit rings, but had a ring on one hand, a ring on another hand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just certain little things. You kept your nails clean. The etiquette part of it. Yeah, and people don't, this day and age, a lot of that is lost and it's lost, because you see, if I see, if I'm a kid, I see the Migos wearing a vest with a fitted and some sneakers. Oh, that's the new hotness. This is what that's how you're supposed to go out. Yeah. So when you say, well, we're going to a function and we're gonna go we're gonna put on it's a suit and tie event. Suit and tie? I don't own a suit and tie. Well, let's go get you a suit.
Right.
And the only suit they ever seen on TV is Steve Harvey half the time. Or you seen Migos the way they dressed up.
No, they ain't doing Steve Harvey though. I got it. Let me segue in because it's right on what you're talking about, right? So I didn't have that father, but I had a bunch of men at the church.
Yep,
so,
me too.
Church was right, but peep game. So now I'm trying to be that father that you said your father was, right? Last week, my daughter, we go shopping in Nike. I said, all right, I'm gonna get me a little sweatsuit. Guys, I promise you. Sweatsuit, I'm talking about getting in Nike. You probably can fit a person and a half into it, right?
Yeah.
A little baggy, right? And I mean, I'm Saturday, you know what I mean? It's Saturday, kick around. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable. Guys, I tried on 6 different styles of pants.
They don't make them like they used to, GI.
Bro.
They call joggers now.
They call it joggers. Yeah.
They call joggers now, bro. Like that whole oversized thing is gone.
My daughter's laughing like, Daddy, you look like, I said, baby, this is a Nike store, right? I'm 51 years old. Are you telling me that I ran track, baby? There's no age appropriate pants? Guys, y'all had to see the stuff. She said, Daddy, just get that for me. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, you don't have to say nothing because I'm right there with you.
I kept it on all day. When my wife saw me, my wife said, do you have on a spandex suit?
Right.
She said, no, this is a Nike suit. She felt the material, was like, you look like one of them thoughts. You look like one of them thoughts in the street.
Yeah.
You look at you. She was like, oh my God. She came in, she was like, oh, it's got a little padding in the front. Or if not, all your junk paws would just be. I was like, baby, I don't know. I ran track, baby. Oh my God, this is tighter than what I wore on the track.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they do now, though.
It's tight.
But wait, though. If we sit and really think about it, let's look back to those old pictures from the 70s, bro. Like, what did thugs look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's back in the
thugs who were singing and thugs. They were real thugs.
Right.
What was they walking around in?
In the sharpest three-piece suits.
Yes,
what?
Sir.
Yo, you talk about Stetson hats, Kango. They hats cost almost as much as they suits.
Yeah. Let's talk about them tight pants that is tighter than the pants that Cats is wearing today. Let's talk about those.
Let's
talk about those.
I got you. So you talking about you talking about
nuts hanging out, bro.
Yeah, and pants up.
Man, look, those are called sterilization pants because they're killing all the sperm up in the nut sack.
In fairness,
and those were thugs, like for real, slap you in your face, thugs, bro.
Right.
But we weren't as built as we were, Ken.
What?
Everybody was more thin. There's a lot more thin dudes than there is today, man.
Dude, nah. Let's take it back to even the NBA. Are you telling me that those big bodies that we had in the NBA then, like, couldn't rival some of these cats now?
Probably.
Well,
yeah. These cats ain't bigger than them. They smaller. They more skilled. They smaller on average than I'm talking about size-wise, not even height. They're leaner than what we like, dude. Like, and that's been the whole population. It's like literally, like cats are getting leaner. Like they're not. Cats is not big and thick and sturdy like we was then.
And see, the thing is and let me jump in. I'm gonna get out of the way because I know GI ready to. He rocking right now. It's hard because when you got some size on you, I take up some real estate, man. I know to take up some real estate. I'm not a little cat.
Right. I take up 2 tax parcels. That's me.
Yeah. And right now, and like I said, I come from a line of big people, just naturally big people. And right now, I I'll tell you, I don't look it. I'm walking around here at a good 280, but I don't really look it. My clothes will tell me I'm 280, but I don't look it. Normally, I like to be about maybe 240. Right. So I'm dropping that. But the thing is, even at 240, and a good way for me, 225, it was still hard to find clothes.
We need to get you
because
like
of my shoulders.
Yeah, we need
Oh
to get you
man.
to like 190, bro. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
But nah, it
But
depends
I'm
on how
saying,
tall he is.
yeah, I'm 6'1".
Yeah,
You know,
190, all right. Yeah,
yeah,
Not
but
200, 200, all right.
yeah,
yeah, but the thing is certain clothes because of my shoulders. My shoulders are I'm wide across the back of my shoulders, and I got my arms and stuff like that. So it's hard to find. Then for us brothers, you know, it's the lower half, the thighs, the backside, and all like that. So you got to go a size up or two. So they don't when they say it's this size, it's really a smaller size, and so they flip the game on you when they call it was it active? Was it what active or that's whatever that I can't
Activewear,
call
yeah.
active wear like that, and you like,
Oh,
oh,
we
it's a double
active.
X. It's a double
We
X,
act.
but it's made for slim guys like that, not in guys that have natural size.
And I'm
So
blessed. And my daughter says, Daddy, you look good. I said, yeah, but I'm blessed. And let me come back to this weight thing for a second. I, as an athlete, when I listened to my coach and we came in the back of off season, he didn't ask about nobody's weight. What he did was test what our body fat was compared to what percentage of body fat. So I don't judge people on those European, if you this height, you should be this height. Tell me how much body fat you have.
that I got, yeah,
And if you have a lot of body fat, I'm telling you scientifically over time, fat breaks down into things that causes your heart problem. You can't have fat on you. Now, you also can't just be skinny and run around like crazy either, because you're just gonna run your heart out. So there's different sides. I mean, there's different ends of the coin. But when I talk to people about weight, tell me about your body fat. We got to get that body fat down. Muscle weighs more than fat. We can get your body fat down, and you can go up in weight.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, but
Definitely
I
do
just
that.
want to, but from the fashion piece though, the fashion piece that I want to get to is I understand what Free Keith is saying about skinny jeans and what people see, but back in the day, mostly everyday people wore functional stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I think people dress either they do the extreme, either they dress like Spot 'em Got 'em, or they wearing pajama pants and bonnets to the store.
Man,
It's exactly it's exactly the same thing. Like that was the fashion. That was the higher fashion then, meaning that like only like if you were like in it, like if you was in the game and if you was like in town, like you was high fashion, you was wearing those things. It's the same thing now. Like the average person ain't wearing those kind of stuff.
Nah, Freaky, what I'm saying is back in the day, you wasn't walking down the street dressed like Confunction, bro. You wasn't back in the day. You
regardless of how. What he's saying is, regardless of how tight the pants used to be,
right?
Your
mama wasn't outside no bonnet ever.
Yeah. You're right.
You just didn't roll out the house. Yeah. You didn't roll out of bed and roll out the house.
And I think that's a whole American thing, though. Like honestly, across the board, like we have gotten
whether it is or not, it's a fact.
More relaxed. Yeah, I give you that. I give you that.
So back in the day, if your mama came out the house with a house coat and a headscarf on, she's probably putting the trash at the curb and coming back in the house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, bro, yo, I was interviewing somebody, and they showed up to the interview with pajama pants and a bonnet on.
What? Nah, that person ain't want a job.
And so I can't say their name and I can't say the place. Y'all already know why, because of privacy reasons and all that stuff. But somebody, and then the dude that was after her came in with jogging pants and a t-shirt on. So it's safe to say I didn't hire nobody that day. I didn't hire nobody that week. Bro, people have taken causality to or not causality, but I don't want to say casualty either, but casualness beyond its borders.
So they take above and beyond.
The first thing I was taught is you could always dress down. You can never dress up. Right. The only current fashion that I have accepted where the edge is pushed, and I said, "Oh, this is actually not bad." I actually will go through an airport in these. When I take my wife to the mall, I will wear these, and I get good ones to where white people say, "Where'd you get those from?" And I'm not saying because this European thing is probably what got us in the problem, but obviously my concern is my young brothers when they go out in public when they're not in the hood. When you're in the hood, do what you want. I knew the rules. When you secured by the four walls and only people that's going to yell at you is your auntie and uncles, fine. Do what you want to do. Once you go outside, that's when you become a representation of our people, right?
Right.
I have a little bit of an issue with that. Like
the only thing I accepted before was the slides. These slides, what you call the Crocs. Yo, I can't. You could get a good pair of those and wear them, and they are presentable and respectful.
Lifesavers, bro. They lifesavers.
Yeah,
aesthetics, bro.
But other than that,
we get them in goals.
It's not much other stuff where technology has went that they have really come up with new acceptable fashion. I'm sorry.
I feel like
and so the thing that I know that I understand that times change and we live in a more global society, right? So I'm not punishing this generation for the sins of a prior generation or feel like they should carry the burdens of a prior generation, right? Even though I would love for them to do so, it's not their burden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Can you at least be respectful in front of others? Right?
Mm.
Like you don't have to dress like Dr. Martin Luther King just to go to buy a loaf of bread, right? But if you're in the gas station in front of my mama, how about you pull your pants up?
You already beat me to it, Freeze. Man,
I don't think that you like unless you guys got young cousins or like I'm gonna say beyond y'all kids.
Son.
Not like younger. Like like I'm in conversations with my young
30-year-old sons don't count. Okay.
I'm talking about in between
I have a 19-year-old daughter. I have a 30-year-old daughter.
That 21-year-old one, probably more so what I'm talking about, but like in that range of 15 to 25 right now. Like like really sit down and have a conversation with them about their peers. Like I had some young cousins. Like they in and out. Like we in New York, so it's like we in the hood. Like they in and out of trouble. This that, and the other. Like they hood kids. So like now I'm like you sitting down. You're trying to really kind of set them straight. So I'm trying to evaluate what it is that y'all think. Like what are y'all doing? Like what are y'all feeling? Like why is this a course? Because you don't even have to at this point, but like you choosing this course. And he was like, yo, like me and my little cousin was like, yo, me and my friends, like, yo, like our people, like us, this generation, we're disrespectful intentionally. Like we want to show y'all we don't really fuck with what y'all think about any of the old stuff. Like we not about convention. We not like we are intentionally disrespectful of that stuff. And like like that opened my eyes to something. I feel like because the conversation we're having, it goes well beyond. I feel like how you dress and stuff are just the byproducts of what the real issue is. Like, and the issue is respect, bro. Like there is. I don't know if there was a proper transference of it from one generation to the other, or this, that, and the other. But these young kids are doing stuff that I would have never even.
Hold on, even the bad back in on Keith, because Keith, my 26-year-old
kids.
My 26-year-old is giving it to you. He said to me on the back of what you just said, and I'm shutting up right after this. He said, "Dad, my generation wants to show that we can get there without y'all. We don't need getting it off our backs." So he has a college degree. He works for Apple, but his wasn't as disrespectful as we just want to disrespect you. Which what he said to me hurt because everybody doesn't get $800 a month to just kick it around for 4 years a month in college, but he's looking at me telling me that he got it off his back. And I'm just like, son, once you got your scholarship, I said, if you get a scholarship, full ride to school, I'll give you $800 a month. That's what it'd be worth to me. You went out, you intentionally went out and got a scholarship. You had every fresh sneaker in the world. You had a brand new car by your junior year. What mud did you get it out of? You got $800 tax free. That's more than the average American gets tax free. But you're saying you got it out the mud. They want to disregard us. That's the point. Let me shut up.
That's a good one there.
Right.
A freaky.
And so when we talk about, and it starts early. Let me finish.
No, hold on. Let's do
I wasn't finished though.
But you made a point. I just want to speak to the prior point. I'm not trying to cut you off.
It's more on that, but go ahead. Yeah.
But the first part of the adolescent rebellion, that's not new. Adolescent rebellion has been around as long as there have been adolescents.
It's going beyond adolescence, though, babe. It's going beyond adolescence. That's the issue. This is not that like, oh, my nuts just dropped and like I'm pushing back against my parents kind of rebellion. I remember back in the day, like even the bad kids, like the kids other kids had to watch out for. Like when we was in public, those kids wasn't cursing around grown-ups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't know if it was just where I grew up, but I'm assuming it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like even the bad kids had a certain line. There was that line has been totally erased, and it's not even a thing of like, oh, like this is just a period of growth. Like, oh, okay, like you know how the hormones come up and like you turn to a teenager, you're pushing back. It doesn't stop, bro.
I'm gonna say it a little different. There's always been human beings with no conscience that will murder in every generation.
Yep.
But the baseline of integrity has moved. So where you had nerd black kids, you still have some, but even they're pressing it to the neck. The integrity needle has moved, and we see it with our eyes.
And it's not about anything that we're giving them. Let me tell you, this cousin, I'm telling you, my young cousin I'm having a conversation with, this cat had more passport stamps by the time he was 11 years old than most everybody on this conversation in the chat. And I'm not even being hyperbolic or exaggerating. His mom was taking him around the world, paying for the best education in New York. Like the rest of the family, like we were jealous of that portion of the family. This dude he's in jail right now. This is like his third or fourth run. Like he's even talking about, he tells his cats, the cats that's around him in jail with his history, and they don't believe it. Like, why are you here? Because you're choosing it.
There you go. Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off, Freaky. You just said something kind of struck a chord.
And it breaks my heart to even talk about it, but like, man,
it struck a chord.
These kids are different.
Well, it could do. A lot of it is overcompensation, because some of us we look at what we came up through the mud, what we didn't have, we want your kids to have. You know, and I know we were talking about fashion is kind of going down another road right now, but in a sense,
way different
road. But you know, you have that compensation. You're trying to compensate for what you didn't have, so you want to give your kids this. You move away from this when you get to the point where you move through this part of town, and you expose them to this and this and this. Away from some of the stuff for some folk. And then the other thing is you think about it, where's your big mama, your muddies, your big auntie, little auntie? Where's your Papa Joe?
They dying off.
They're dying. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now you don't
they're
have
90 years old now. We're
and they're looking at us like we're not filling in a lot of times. You don't have anybody to fill in that void like that. Because think about it, we had those, you know what I'm saying? You had those, but a lot of these
let me say this real quick. It's not a different conversation, though. This is not a different conversation. Fashion is attitude. Attitude is generational. This is what we're discussing.
So I think it's twofold, gentlemen. I think it's how parents are raising their kids, because kids seem a lot more self-entitled. Like they're just entitled. Like I'm supposed to. This is how it's supposed to be.
I deal with that with my own
kids to have their the things that they didn't necessarily have growing up, right? So you go out and you provide these things to make it a little better for your kid, but at the same time, they don't have the same ethic that we would have. Like, if Chuck wanted a pair of sneakers for school, I had to go bag groceries. If I didn't do that, I was getting skips. Okay, I'm getting $20 sneakers. I'm not going to school with $20 sneakers. I'm gonna go bag these groceries so I can get some Cortez. Now parents aren't requiring their kids to do things, so it's give me. It's kind of like no diss to the females that are in the chat, but the female that says I'm independent, I get it on my own, but you on welfare, you get food stamps, you get WIC, you might be even getting alimony. You're not getting it on your own. What are you talking about? Your apartment is government assistance. You're not getting it on your own. So I think a lot of people have these delusions of grandeur in their head from the content they consume, right, and they try to emulate those things that they see. When you have young minds or young kids thinking this way, and their parents have given them everything, I just feel like that's a form of delusion, and we're all, not all, but a lot of people are caught up in that, where it's you cannot bypass the generation before you. It's impossible. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say, oh, I got it on my own, where a lot of things that have been legislation set and passed because your great grandmother sat on a bus. She walked she marched somewhere. Like, you're not going to get in these spots, in these places, just because you're who you are. Like, someone paved the way for you. That's my choice.
And something a coach told me in high school that sits with me for my whole life. Like, comfort is the enemy of change. Period. If you're comfortable where you at, it's infinitely impossible to change.
You know what, Key? That's deep on so many levels. The way he came
so many levels, bro. And what and I know, like, because it's like, it's a bunch of brothers talking on this on the topic, and we kind of like we whittle it or zero the focus in on black on it being blackness, but like, you gotta take a step back. It's like we are part of a bigger American culture, and like some of these same things are happening. This is a wider vibe. It's a bigger vibe. Like, I'm in college watching a bunch of white chicks come to class in pajama shorts and Uggs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just us.
It is. Like, you're right.
And those same problems that we're bringing up, when you talk to older Asian Americans, same thing they talk about these generations of their Asian youth. You talk to the Indian Americans, same thing they talk about these generations. It's the same, son. It's something going on, bro, and it's bigger than rap. It's bigger than rap, yo.
Well, the West.
Is it hip hop? No,
it's the West. It's how we live. It's how we live.
Civilization.
It's how we live in the West, and we're not like imagine this. Just not 25 years ago, you were able to actually like run a household off of one parent's income.
Yes, sir.
That's true. Okay.
I don't care how much money you're making now, you can't do it. So that means your kids now have to, the raising of your kids is automatically outsourced. Yeah. Automatically. It's how we live here. We have a priority structure that prioritizes the hustle and making money and this, that, and the other above everything else.
When it used to be family.
And the politicians talk about the family value nonsense and this, that, and the, that's all for That's all for cake and what you call, because it's all about bread. It comes down to like even that whole American dream that has nothing to do with families. No, it has everything to do with you trying to get as much as you can materially out of this country. Like that's it.
But that's the thing. See, I was told in the 70s that there is no such thing as the American dream. It's called the American hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that in the 70s as a shorty. There is
that
no
word
American
hustle
dream. It's called the American hustle because for
those words, hustle and grind.
Yeah,
They need.
Yeah,
We
you
need to
have to
become
hustle from
allergic.
day
We need
one,
to become allergic to those.
or somebody is trying to hustle you. Hustle is a word that is what I was told in like 1975. I remember Shorty trying to shovel snow to trying to make money, bro. Like 8 years old, like trying to
Yeah.
yo. Are you gonna dream about some money going to your piggy bank, or are you gonna
Walk
hustle to get money
Go
in that
get
piggy
it.
bank?
Yeah.
walk around Central Park in Manhattan, middle of the day on
No,
Wednesday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, you know
no,
what you're gonna see? You're gonna see a bunch of kids being pushed around in strollers by foreign nannies, and
Yeah, fact.
these are people who are making millions of dollars, like, and they
right,
can't stop. They can't stop to raise a freaking family.
right,
This is lost. Like this
right.
conversation we having is so small in terms of like the larger piece that really it's a part of.
But how do you? But you got to break it down into pieces, Free Keith. You can't have the entire conversation in less than 2 hours.
No. I'm just saying, like this, like it's important conversation to have, but we got to step back and see how much of a like the things that we're talking about trying to affect change, like
Right,
has to be bigger. Like
right,
it has to be bigger. Like it. We don't live in that segregated bubble of a world that we lived in the 60s.
right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like this is now, whether we like it or not, yeah, racism is still there, this, that, and the other, but like we are firmly ingrained into this American thing. And we
And
are part of it.
capitalism,
And
capitalism is worse.
capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism is worse than racism right now, bro.
And they talk about capitalism like everybody can win. They can't.
No,
What
you
they don't
can't.
tell you about capitalism is winners and losers. It depends just as much on people losing as it does on people winning.
Right, and just to
Right.
use the phrase, how you win is by capitalizing on someone else.
Yeah.
I
Hostile
mean,
takeover.
It's the name. It's
I
the
mean,
name of the game. It's
but
the
the
name of
point
the
is,
game.
and it's growth built into it. It can't go backwards. Like we're in a society, like we're trying to talk around it, but like the things that take up the most of our time are the things that revolve around making money. And that I don't care if you hustling on the street, if you know what I'm saying, if you in the hood, if you making money, which you need to make money. Money is life fuel in Western society. It's life fuel. If you the highest priority is keeping that fuel going and keeping it as high as you can.
Right.
Yo, the time that you spend on the formative time that you spend on other things, you don't get to buy another hour in a day.
Right.
It's still 24 hours. So if
Right.
I'm hustling, if me and my wife is hustling for 18 of them, who's instilling any respect into the kids?
Nobody.
Right.
They
Nobody.
raising themselves. So like, yeah, by the time like they smart. These kids are smart. Like they and that happens every generation. Every generation of humans are definitely like they're smart and they're able to actually take care of themselves. So what they need you for?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they went away from the term latchkey kid because there's no such thing. They don't even call them latchkey kids anymore. Because I mean, like you said, the kids are running and doing the things themselves because what we're doing half the time is working
Right.
or doing whatever,
Half,
something like that.
2/3 of the time.
Well, and that's why I was about to correct myself because it's more than that, and
Yeah.
so
I don't know though, boss, because my
I don't know nobody who
my
work an 8-hour
great-grandfather-
day.
My great grandfather stayed on the back of a plow from before dawn till sunset.
Where was
wasn't
that
much
plow?
time.
Where was that plow?
It was in our yard.
And the yard of the home that he lived across.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, yeah, don't worry, them kids still getting watched.
Yeah. But no, but yeah.
But now you take that, you replace that with a factory that he got to drive and go to work
40
at.
minutes.
That's
Yeah.
different. That's
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah.
and
Good
see,
point.
it's another new change to it too now with more people working from home. So you're home. The
Yeah.
kids are going out to school, so it like you said, the situation as you've seen how time has gone is crazy, and how things, even like you said, we were talking about, we went from fashion, how little kids, like I said, my little kids you dress kids up, you try to keep your kid presentable, to now if you look decent and presentable, you get looked at crazy. But the more of a bum and a hobo you look,
Yeah.
you more fly. You know what I'm saying? It's that whole way of thinking. You know, when you talking about the bonnets and the pajamas, man, it's crazy. You know, I go to the grocery store, man, and like I said, I got all my sweats or whatever. I'll go in there, man, and I swear, majority, and it's not even got to deal with race, but I see so many women running around in PJ like they just rolled out of bed.
Or yoga pants. Oh my God, bro!
Yeah.
If Joe Biden don't outlaw yoga pants, bro, I swear to God, I'm gonna start throwing up every time I go out, bro.
Nah, they all right when they all right though.
They all right when they all right.
Yeah.
The thing is with yoga pants is when it's not all right, it's not all right.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna tell you, and like Freeze, you said something like, be respected, look respected. My thing is this one baffles me is how you gonna have your pants under your ass but wear a belt?
But wear a belt.
But then the thing that kills me, but what kills me
because the
is
belt
this
is
one.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
the belt
it's
and
a
the
Louis
drawers,
belt.
because the drawers are designer drawers or whatever at times. But then what kills me is it's not just the young cats I'm seeing doing this. It's cats I'm seeing in their 30s, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. You trying to hold on to something that's not even your generation. Our generation was more or less you wearing the baggy joints.
Yes.
You put it there, you have your pants all up on your backside, up on your ass like that. But you weren't showing your whole, like you advertising, come get it, like you Baskin and Robbins 31 flavors. Come on, man.
Go ahead, Chuck. You had something?
We say pause a lot when somebody says something sucks. Like, come on, bro, pause, right? The pants under the butt has been established over generations what that means, where that came from.
Exactly.
Why?
Came from the jailhouse. Came from the jailhouse. Advertisement.
Why are you doing this? And you have the audacity to say pause. Yo, man, don't eat that banana like that. Pause. You got your whole ass out, bro. What are you talking about?
Yo,
got it all out.
To make y'all laugh. It was hey Chuck, we got like 3 minutes left.
All right.
But yo, there was a time where I never saw that until I went to the village. There was a time where we legit, I wouldn't see nothing strange like that. I wouldn't see somebody wearing plastic see-through pants until I went to Greenwich Village. But now
Times change.
Yes. Now Greenwich Village is everywhere. And listen, I'm not judging people, whatever,
That's on us. See, our understanding, I should say, there's a part of it too that, like, just like we had certain differences with the generation before us. Like, we understand that to mean what it means. It doesn't mean that for them no more. Right. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us, it's still and always going to mean that. That's why we're not going to do it. Inherently, it doesn't mean that for them.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a problem, Keith. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Yo, you can't change the meaning of words and things. Like, words have meaning. Like, if you told me you were literally outside for 1,000,000 hours, like, yo, you can't literally be out there for 1,000,000 hours. Like, literally has a meaning. So if it's still established, because I know people that come home and they're like, yeah, you want to know who's doing, about that action, they usually have their butt out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. So if you know this, and I'm speaking on specifically rappers, like you've been to jail. You know that's what it is. Why are you promoting unless that's what you're saying you're offering? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things, like, wearing baggy jeans is one thing, right? A little off the hip a little bit, but your whole butt.
That's what I'm saying. You walking around like you advertising for Police Johnson to come get you.
You're wobbling because the belt is around your thighs. Like, how can you anyway?
It's weird too that you bring up. I'm glad you brought up rappers too, because, like, I feel like for like we do a lot of like blaming of them for certain things, and I think rightly so. But I also feel like they're also victim to certain things as well. Like the power of hip hop and popular rappers is such that Jay-Z had cats in the hood selling drugs on the corner wearing button ups.
That's a fact.
Jay-Z had that so like, yes, like you can definitely change movements, but peep game, Jay-Z is a much cleaner version than he was then, and now he's in the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's almost like they like the hood, the whatever is only gonna let you be so much and only gonna listen to you so much till they, you know what I'm saying? Like I still don't understand where the disconnect happened with that. Like y'all was following him, we were following him before. Cats was bringing us out of like OEs into Cristal, everybody drinking Cristal. He took y'all out of the oversized throwbacks and said it's button-up season. Everybody wearing button-ups. He tried to take out the suits. Oh, this dude is in the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because I don't, again, like, okay, so with me with suits is similar to GI. Like I went to church all the time, right? But I also have family members that were in, not necessarily Masons or anything, but organizations like that, community organizations, and they would have banquets and dinners and dances and things like that. So we would always have to dress up to go to these things. Now, I thought it was common practice until I started playing football, right? And it was like, yo, game day, we suit and tie.
Right.
I don't got no tie. I don't have no suit. When I saw it was like only 3 of us with suits on, or at least a shirt and tie. What's going on? They don't own these things. No one.
Everybody has not been so fortunate, bro. And I'm telling you, a lot of these kids is coming up with nary a grown man around them.
And their mothers and fathers knew they needed it a week in advance and didn't know where to go or how to get the resources or cared to go and do it. And that right there should have let you know what the kid is set up for, what their or how much resources are going to be poured into them if their mothers and fathers can't make sure that they got the basics for game day as a $2.
But they can't be the example either. Like those parents that are not.
They can't be the example. But if you don't got none around you, what? Right. I'm gonna say this. Like I was very fortunate. Like the person I am now is a result of like people coming into my life at times that I didn't even know that I needed them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That opened my eyes to things that I didn't even, and I'm not a dumb kid, but like, yo, like not like showing me options I would have never seen and showing me.
You don't know,
yo,
like, you don't know.
But that was all luck. Like literally like the cats in the same cats in the hood that I grew up with didn't have that same experience and they still there now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we can't bank on luck. Luck is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to bank on, like on cats just getting there or coming up or getting out of their situation. Like, yo, like that's it gotta be like everybody doesn't have these same examples around them. And I'm realizing it the older I get. And that's a problem. Especially if somebody mentioned it in the chat, I think it was Delano mentioned it in the chat, yo, when your grandmother is 40 years old, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
don't have your grandmother 40 years old. And those things were rarities before, but they're very much commonplace now. Grandmas. And so that means that your mother might be 15 years older than you. Like in fact, like my mom is 15 years older than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if you don't have the correct, if you already don't have the correct background, you already on a bad road. And not only are you on a bad road, you're the product that you create is going to be on an even worse road.
Right. Hey, y'all, we got to wrap up. We got to get out of here, man.
Oh, my point.
And the conversation was fire. And I appreciate y'all coming in.
No, I was gonna say, I hope I didn't take over too much. Then Free Keith came on and saved me. That boy.
GI, we call it breath hazing.
Exactly.
But I got to get out of here so I can talk Tom Thibodeau rotations for like 4 hours.
Oh, I'm coming right back.
Yeah. Y'all know how exciting that's gonna be.
What time?
Yeah,
you
don't I
dropping?
sound excited to talk about Tom Thibodeau for 4 hours straight, back to
Why
back?
it's gotta be your time to? No, I'm coming on changing
Yeah.
the topic.
Yeah, I'm changing the topic. I'm
You
changing
gotta-
the
you gotta
topic.
give
Look,
the-
look.
gotta
I
give
took
the
the day
people what
off,
they
so
want.
I'm gonna come in and talk about
Yeah, I was
how
about
the
to say
water
you
boy.
dropping a link today.
Yeah.
Oh, linky link. I'm out of here. I love me a linky
Well,
link.
hey, Freeze, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna come in and talk about the water boy, how he's not putting the red Gatorade in over the yellow Gatorade. That's what I'm gonna talk about.
Yeah, I'm coming in. I ain't nobody talking Tibbs today. For
Water
4
boy
hours. I'm busting
rotations.
in.
That's what I'm on.
Tibbs.
Yeah,
I'm on
man.
water boy rotations.
So
Freezy, text me the link when it's time, please.
yeah, I got you. Just give me a few minutes, and then
Ah.
I'll start sending it out. Chuck,
Ah.
you got something to say? I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
move everybody
Chuck,
around
Chuck.
so Chuck can piece us out. Chuck, you got something? You wanna get us out of here? Hey, you muted, big dog.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Great panel today. Great conversation with these strong black men. I appreciate Soulfinger for coming through. I appreciate GI for coming through. I appreciate Free Key for coming through. Hey, gentlemen, I don't want to speak for Uncle Freezy, but this felt good. Sitting there listening and absorbing the information from all you men from different walks of life. If you guys are interested in coming back on another day, that we could chop it up and tackle some of this conversation, I'm more than willing and very happy for you guys to come and join. This was a dope conversation. I hope somebody got something out of it. You got anything else?
I want to play the joint real quick before we go, bro.
Let's get it.
I love this joint.